Hello, absolutely everyone, and welcome return to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you continually, that is Rich doing some other video today on XRP, so I desire you're all having a high-quality day these days. Wherever you're in this first-rate global, we're going to talk approximately XRP, and I got to begin with this. Ripple omits CBDCs in new website design. Alliance with Trump's executive order. So we are now not going to have a CBDC inside the United States. We're still going to have a virtual dollar. RLUSD looks like it will grow to be the United States virtual dollar. And I anticipate other countries to pivot away from an imperative bank virtual forex closer to a stable coin as nicely coming from a private business enterprise like Ripple. But all a primary bank digital foreign money is a stablecoin issued with the aid of the Fed. It's nonetheless digital cash. A stablecoin is still virtual money. Breaking American government prioritizes growing a framework for stablecoins, now not strategic Bitcoin reserve. Right now, the most critical issue that they need to get performed inside the United States is that stablecoin invoice. Later, maybe we have a strategic reserve, but it is now not going to be Bitcoin's simplest. It's going to be a various reserve. It perhaps has Bitcoin, but it'll additionally have XRP, XLM, HBR, US-made cryptocurrencies. That will manifest later for my part. But I want to peer what happens with that stablecoin rules, I assume, so that it will result in the fall of Tether. And then no one's going to want to touch Bitcoin as soon as Tether brings the charge of Bitcoin down. IRS anticipated to put off heaps of employees subsequent week. I actually have a principle on this. Look at what's going on with the United States authorities proper now. The authorities, why do you suspect this is occurring? My opinion is that they want to cut back the authorities due to the fact we're going into a brand new financial system. We're going into a virtual financial machine. There's going to be a variety of automation. A lot of those jobs are no longer going to exist anyway, as it's going to be taken over via AI. And I think they're shrinking the government on cause. The economic reset is coming. Everyone is aware of it. Trump team is making an attempt to get ahead of it with a sequence of decisive actions. They go on to talk about storing gold on home territory away from two massive international economic centers, may restriction the feasibility of gold transactions, including swaps and lending operations. However, it guarantees the reserves are physically past the reach of viable. So proper now, it's all approximately a shift towards a gold again virtual currency. That's what I see coming subsequent. We recognize the brand new monetary device goes to show up. We also see the BRICS. They need to have an asset subsidized currency as nicely, most probable gold, subsidized. Other countries also are transferring on this route. This is why they have been buying up all of that gold to begin with. But now it's also silver. Banks halt income of silver bars amid soaring demand. So we understand there is going to be a massive call for silver as nicely. I think we're going to see gold and silver revalued going forward at some point. And there may be a variety of communicate about this proper now from human beings that I communicate to outdoor of crypto. I constantly ask them, what are you investing in? Well, I'm making an investment in stocks, but I additionally keep gold and silver. Everybody seems to need to preserve gold and silver, all of us surprising. But I think we are going to see a surge. And as soon as the call for absolutely starts to choose up momentum, I suppose we will additionally see that revaluation of both gold and silver. SEC will drop crypto instances that do not contain fraud, Coinbase, Ripple. You recognize this has to appear as nicely, in my view. I suppose that Ripple versus SEC case has to come back to and stop earlier than the US adopts RLUSD. I don't suppose the case pertains to XRP at all, but I'm certain they may be going to need to get that out of the manor earlier than they undertake. RLUSD, because the digital dollar, I count on a speech to come from the White House. Most it'll happen. The BRICS are going to announce a gold lower back digital foreign money. The solution coming from this management is we have no different preference but to visit a gold-backed virtual dollar as nicely, so we ought to live competitive with the relaxation of the arena. So the US greenback stays the world's reserve foreign money. Later they will speak approximately how XRP will circulate the United States dollar, the United States virtual dollar. I assume we've been getting into this route longer than humans think. I assume this whole direction we're on proper now started back when Trump turned into the president the ultimate time around. But I also do no longer believe Elon Musk absolutely. Sure, I like what he is doing with auditing the government, however I think they're shrinking the authorities for a reason. And I also want to make certain that humans are, nonetheless, being looked after. You know, when you start slicing applications, it influences human beings in the real global, and I do not suppose they may be taking that under consideration fully. This comes from Ripple Maestro. XRP 411 SEC Crypto Task Force met with corporations to discuss staking litigation assessment. So right here's what they mentioned. Litigation evaluate. Review each lively DA-associated enforcement motion and request stays in all active enforcement instances with pending time limits or decisions. Review and accurate erroneous interpretations of law made with the aid of the SEC and previous rulings or agreement. Decline to pursue the SEC's appeal of Northern District of Texas choice vacating the supplier rule, and CFAT versus SEC and NAPFM as opposed to SEC. Then they went on to discuss staking. Staking is going to be massive going forward. That will lead us to passive profits. You'll be able to earn more crypto off of your crypto. It can even allow you to earn off of your crypto in staking swimming pools. Pro-innovation rules on broking dealers, custody and alternate. You recognize on the subject of the exchanges, I think we are going to see a first-rate bottleneck there. I suppose loads of these exchanges are nonetheless not doing KYC AML, and I suppose we're going to see a shift there as nicely to other solutions, uniform ETP standards. So that is what the SEC is working on right now at the back of closed doorways. You know, every time there is a declaration of a closed door assembly proper away, the Rippleverse SEC case is ending these days, and those hype it up 3-4 days earlier than it even occurs. Those closed door conferences are not going to be whilst the Rippleverse SEC case ends, in my view. It's going to stop while we all least assume it. It's all but showed that the next target of Doge is the SEC. Rep. Maxine Waters wrote a panicked letter to Chairman Ueda, warning him that Elon